Welcome to Revelation is relevant in our times. It is relevant because our time is the end times. My name is Kyle. In part 9, we have moved on to the day of the Lord. It consists of both 7 trumpets and 7 bowls, which are also known as the 7 trumpet judgment and 7 bowls of God's wrath. The day of the Lord is also known as God's wrath. It is the day where God judges Satan, his followers, and everyone who remain on earth. With the 7 seals as the basis of the end times timeline, we are nearing the building of the third temple and entering into Daniel's last 7 years. The third temple is most likely to be between September 2024 to September 2025. This was discussed in part 3 of this series. At the end of the tribulation, Christ will come back and appear in the sky, and those who are alive and remaining will be raptured. Then the day of the Lord comes upon the earth. This is where the 7 trumpets are sounded. So is the 7th trumpet the last trumpet call for rapture? The answer is no. Rapture happens first. Only then the 7 trumpets are blown. The 7th trumpet in Revelations is a follow-through of the earlier 6 trumpets. There is no hint of rapture anywhere. In fact, they are all God's judgment on earth. Compare that to Matthew and the other 2 passages. These 3 mention the trumpet call casually together with the Messiah gathering his people. In 1 Corinthians 15, Paul said, "At the last trumpet." For non-Jews, we may think the last trumpet is the 7th trumpet since there's no mention of other trumpets. But note, Paul talks about the last trumpet before John even wrote the book of Revelation. And the Israelites did not question what Paul means. They know exactly what he's referring to. And that is because Jews celebrate the Feast of Trumpets, also called Rosh Hashanah or Rom Teruah. These trumpets, or shofar, are blown leading up to the feast celebration. Rosh Hashanah starts with blowing of trumpets on the first day of the 7th month. It marks a time of consecration and repentance before God. The trumpets are sounded each day to remind Jews to examine their life. It is also a time to make themselves holy, to prepare for their Messiah return. The trumpets, or shofar, is sounded throughout the day, as many as 100 calls or more. There are 3 types of call, usually in succession order, and then repeated again. Tekiah, a single loud blast to bring everyone to attention. Shavarim, 3 broken blows to remind that another year has come to pass. Teruah, 9 staccato short bursts, wake-up call to the new year. This is a serious time for the Jews. It leads on to the Day of Atonement, where their sins are atoned, forgiven before God. It concludes with a long, loud shofar blowing called Tekiah Gedolah. It marks the end of Rosh Hashanah and the start of the next feast, the Day of Atonement. All Israelite knows this, and hence the mention of the last trumpet is instinctively linked to this event. That is why the Bible did not expand on it further. The 7 bowls of God's wrath. God calls it his 7 last plagues. It was poured unto land, sea, fresh water, and sun. Wait, why does it look so similar to the 7 trumpet judgment? Let's compare the two side by side. The first three seems alike: land, sea, fresh water. But look carefully. The third trumpet causes the water to turn bitter. The third bowl turned water into blood. Blood is salty, not bitter. Many people died from the bitter water, but people did not die in the third bowl. They just have to drink bloody water. In the fourth trumpet, one third of the sky was darkened. In fact, one third of the night was in darkness. In the fourth bowl, the sun was burning with scorching heat. It is not darkened, but burning brighter than ever. Darkness only happened in the fifth bowl. Because of the little similarities between trumpet and bowl, many preachers mistakenly make the two the same. But when you compare in detail, they are different enough that one should not force the two to fit with each other. The Bible does not make this kind of error. Most recently, many had used the 200 million horsemen in the sixth trumpet to be the army of the east in the Battle of Armageddon. It makes a great sermon to link it to China, but it is not. We will examine these two passages in more detail in the next module when we talk about the Battle of Armageddon. Look at the seventh trumpet. It says, God's wrath has come. It implies that the trumpet is just warm up and is now ready to hit hard. Then, before the start of the seven bowls, God says, in this, his wrath will be complete. The linkage from the trumpet to the bowl is seamless. When we start with the seven seals, the seventh seal contains the seven trumpets, and the seventh trumpet contains the seven bowls. We also established in Module 4 that the trumpet judgment are longer than 5 months. The fifth trumpet alone lasts 5 months. But in the seventh bowl, the city of Babylon fell in one day. This will be covered in the next module when we do Revelation chapter 18. It is most likely that the trumpet judgment will take about 1 year, while the bowl of the seven last plagues will be mercifully quick, in days. You can see this when God does not allow anyone to enter the temple to interrupt the seven last bowls. The angels are to get it done. Chop chop. I intend to do a 4-part series on Genesis Revelation parallels, and one of the modules will be dedicated to the 7 feasts of Israel, and we will discuss why God's wrath will take about 1 year and 10 days. For now, let's look at the 6th bowl. Jesus once again said that he will come like a thief. To who? To the Christians? We will already be raptured by this time. So Jesus is talking to those facing God's wrath on earth. The non-Christians will be caught by surprise by Jesus coming. But for Christians, we know his coming accurate to a few days and are ready for rapture. We may not know the exact day or hour, but we know the season down to the days. This will be expounded in detail in the future module on the 7 feasts. At this stage, we can now add the 7 bowls to the chart for practical reasons. The 7 bowls are not drawn so slim as to fit into the 7th trumpets, but it is really within this 7th trumpet. We are not done with the day of the Lord yet. There are another 3 chapters in the book of Revelation detailing the events that occur in this 1+ year period. They are the Scarlet Woman and the fall of Babylon, the wedding supper of the Lamb, and the Battle of Armageddon. Till then, see you in the next module.